Alright, welcome back to some more Dwarf Fortress. This is probably going to be... Actually, what... Oh no, we're only in midwinter. So, back to this. This is going to be how to set up a squad. I already have picked out the, basically, dwarves that are suitable for military training, or what have you. So if we go over to waivers, do a sort by squad, we're going to look for the no squad, and if you're using the save file that I've posted, I'll look for the alchemy skill. Alchemy currently doesn't have any use, so I just use it as an indicator of something important to keep track of dwarves in bulk. Actually, with this I have masonry. Let's go ahead and... No, actually you're fine. Even though you have really high masonry skill, we've got enough people. We've got three other legendary masons. And 2 of them are female, so odds are they are not going to be drafted into military service. So, back over to here. Sort by that, and we have a couple of... Actually, this would be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to want to grab basically 10 people and toss them in a squad. First, so let's make sure that they're not... Actually, there's no way of sorting them and keeping the sort, so let's go over here and get their squad ready. So, the first thing that we're going to need to do, now because these guys are just a peer with reserve squad at this point, the first thing is to go check on the metal crafters area, and these magma forges are finished. No idea why I came over here. So, oh yes, I need to check on the waivers, weaponsmithing, and let's go ahead and remove this person from weaponsmithing and armoring. Okay, I'm going to put these 2 people into into armoring, and pull out my lower armorsmith, so we can do a little bit of arms and armament production. So first things first, not that we really need to do this all the time, but just to kind of catch up on where I am on my stocks. If we come down to the bars list, keep in mind that the stone count is always going to lag just a little bit. Mostly just due to having to count and tabulate all of the stones that are placed on the map. It does take a second. So here we have iron bars, 200 plus, gold bars over 400, silver almost 200, copper over 400. Let's go ahead and press F to unforbid. So for whatever reason, if something was, if some of them were forbidden, they should not be reclaimed. Nickel isn't really useful, zinc isn't really useful, bronze quite a bit, brass, and the all-important steel. Pig iron is what's Basically, it's the precursor to steel. Platinum really isn't useful for anything besides really valuable furniture. Tin, not really all that useful. Lead, apparently not toxic to dwarves. Nickel, silver, sterling silver, just assorted scraps of metal flying around. And the all-important soap. So we've got 146 steel. That's going to end up going pretty fast. So first things first, let's go over to the magma smelter. Change over to the different font. So add task, and this the melt metal object order is basically if you make something, or if you pick up a weapon, someone dies and they drop the weapon. You can pick up their weapon and order it to be melted down. The return on melting objects is a little bit varied. Some of them will actually melt into more material than it takes to create them, so you have a net gain. However, most items will properly melt down into slightly less than you put into them. So that's just basically recycling metal objects. Then this is ores. And then the make brass bars using ores. Basically, it'll just take two ores together and make the brass bars from that. It saves you a couple of movement operations and a couple of smelting operations. Because I have magma smelters, there isn't a fuel required, so this isn't such a big deal. But when you're just getting started in your fortress and you have to use either charcoal from wood, or you haven't dug up metric tons of coal in the ground, you're probably going to just want to go ahead and go straight for the alloys from the ores. Whereas using bars, let's say you've already got the components of the alloy in bar form, this will just make it from the bars. But what we want to do is make steel, enter, and repeat. New task. Steel, enter, repeat. And then I do have 4. Shoot, I don't actually know how many. It's 3 up top, 1 here, and 2 down here. This one is very, very cluttered. So anything produced in here isn't going to be produced all that quickly. So then this one here is going to be making, add task, big iron bars, again on repeat. So these two smelters should burn through the remaining pig iron, and this one will continue to make pig iron so that we're not going to run out of steel. So then going to the units, manager, new work order, steel, crossbow. Going to want, let's say 15. I know that eventually they will get used. So with those in production, the master armorsmith, or master weaponsmith in this case, should be around here somewhere. That's not it. Blacksmith, armorer. In fact, we can go to the units, search for weaponsmith. Oh shoot, they're both drinking. No real surprise there. So yeah, they'll hopefully get around to finishing up their drink and head downstairs. One thing to keep in mind with dwarves, they like to go drinking at the most inopportune times. The kind of common situation is you get a caravan, so as soon as the caravan announcement shows up, the first thing you want to do is order your trader to get his butt to the depot, because inevitably, right before if you don't do that, right before the caravan leaves, you'll need to try and trade. But of course, your trader is going to say, well, no, first I need to go get something to eat, then I need to go get something to drink, then I need to go take a nap. And that ends up taking about a month. So, lo and behold, you end up missing your trade opportunity. Something also to keep in mind, depending on what you trade and how much you trade, will determine how long it takes the merchants to pack or unpack their goods. So, with the fortress size that I have now and the amount of goods that they're bringing, it takes them almost a month to pack or unpack. And I kind of wish they would stop bringing so much stuff so that they could get in and out faster. Currently, or at least with the 2012 version that I'm running, wagons, merchants they'll bring either pack animals, camels, buffalo, horses, something like that, carrying a small amount of goods, or they will bring draft animals pulling a wagon with just a sheer ton of goods. Wagons cannot pass each other, and unfortunately wagons like to take the same path, both coming into and out of a fortress, and of course most fortress designers aren't going to have multiple paths in or out. So in order to save myself a bunch of hauling time, I have the trade depot buried inside the fortress with a single path in and out. But what likes to happen is the first caravan will be coming out the path, and the second caravan will be coming in the main gate right about the same time. So then right in my courtyard, the two caravans will run into each other, and both are too stubborn to decide that they want to move. So they end up getting stuck for about 3 or 4 months, and I end up missing the second caravan's trading opportunity, which is unfortunately the dwarven trading caravan, which is the one I need more. So, in order to possibly remedy that, I will show how to set up a trade depot here in a couple videos when the humans get around to showing up. And I just realized that I've done a poor job on placing the stairs that I need to access. So let's go build, construction, upstairs, put it off to the side. Granite blocks would be fine. Build, construction, wrong menu. Designate, remove construction within, and then remove that set of stairs. And it appears that one of my up-down stairs inside was never completed, so build, construction, up-down stair, quartzite block. And I do have a couple of walls that need to be finished off, so build, constructions, walls, quartzite block there, another wall, quartzite block there, and for this one, the Q menu and S to suspend construction, so that way people can get in and out. And then I can just finish that one off at the very end. Okay, so with the crossbows being built or forged, let's go ahead and get some new dwarves in a squad. So here we have the lever. Let's go ahead and order that to be pulled. And over here you have miasma, but it's not able to get past the door. So the only dwarves that'll have to deal with it is anyone who comes in to either pick up or drop off rotting bodies or decaying bodies. So let's go ahead and get a new military squad set up. So in for military, and you do have to look around a little bit, but you should find a create squad appointed by this leader. Hit L, then we're going to select the uniform of Archer, select uniform, and the names are again kind of randomly procedurally generated. So Silvery Shadows is the new squad. So what I'm going to do is go over to Dwarf Therapist, grouping by squad, sorting by alchemy, grab the top, ten dwarves, assign to squad, Silvery Shadows, and this little thing pops up, click OK. So this is now a full squad. Go back over to Dwarf Fortress, and you just need to refresh the menu. So, this basically just just allocated these 10 seemingly random dwarves to military service. So, first things first, let's get their equipment set up. Make sure that you have the appropriate squad selected when you do this, otherwise your legendary axe dwarf squad clad in full steel armor and whatnot might decide to randomly strip off their armor and try to hunt for something else, which, of course, knowing everyone's luck, right at that point, an invasion would come, you forget to check something, and you send your best squad out, basically naked, and bad things happen from there. So, in the equipment tab, this does actually take quite a while to kind of hunt through. So I think I'm actually going to cut the video a little bit early here so I can dedicate an entire one to setting up a military squad properly. So, yes, until next time, stay safe, and keep your dwarves not tantruming.